Hi guys, today I have a game for you played by Stockfish against Leela Chess Zero. Um, Here Stockfish is playing the white pieces, Leela Chess Zero is playing the black pieces. And Stockfish starts off with the very weird move h3 here. Interesting. Uh, Opening, it can it can transpose into different openings. Uh, uh, like after e4, e5, and so on, we can transpose to an e4, e5 opening, even like an English opening with an h3 move, or even some queen's gambit with an h3 move. There are many options here, so objectively, it's not a bad move. But yeah, it does violate one of the principles of chess, which is to control the center and develop your pieces. So black plays e5 and Stockfish plays e4. Now we have the reverse Petrov, and here black decides to go for d5. If black were to take, this would be reverse Petrov, where black would be playing the same way white will be responding against the Petrov defense. And this is basically reverse Petrov with an h3 move by white. Um, However, d5 was played by Leela Chess, after which striking the center, after which Stockfish took. And currently the e5 pawn is hanging, so Leela plays e4, Stockfish jumps in with the knight, and then Leela takes the pawn back, and now d4, defending the knight and threatening ideas such as bishop c4, attacking the queen and securing the f7 pawn, the weak f7 pawn. After which black takes en passant, and then Stockfish recaptures with the knight. Now this is kind of, after knight c6, knight c3, this is kind of a Scandinavian kind of position. As we can see, apart from the e pawn and the d pawn is gone. Usually you see this in the later on stages down the opening with the d4 d5 break, and the white has to gain advantage in the Scandinavian defense. Here the d pawn is and the e pawn is not there, so this is a position which is very similar to the Scandinavian. Now queen a5 is played. Over here there are two moves, bishop d2, bishop e2, both are reasonable. Stockfish plays bishop e2, bishop d7, castles, and then queenside castles. So when there is castles on opposite sides, this usually indicates a very attacking game, since the color which is able to attack on successfully on the opponent's king side is gonna be victorious. So in this case, white is gonna try to explode or open up the black's queen side, whereas black is gonna try to open up white's king side. So let's see who reaches first. After that, white plays bishop e3, continuing development. This is still in the opening stages, and now queen f5 is played, coming towards white's king side, and now a4, starting the push towards the queen side. And now a6 is played. This is like a hook. White can have future plans of playing something like b4, b5, and trying to force this pawn to capture and open files up. Or we can see some piece sacrifices in the future. This is usually an indicative, this is a weakness, and which black can try exploit in the future, as we'll see in this game. Bishop f3 is played. So now both of white's bishops are staying down on the white king's position, the black king's position, and now Leela does the same with where she's also staying on at white king's position. and this is now a very interesting position, as we're gonna find out who succeeds in attacking. And over here, Stockfish finds a brilliant move. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes, 5 seconds to figure it out. So the best move here that Stockfish played is knight b5, very strong move, as it threatens to take and probably bring some bishop b6 ideas, followed by some b4, b5 marches. And it's going to be very difficult, since the a file will eventually open and the king is going to be in trouble, especially with the bishop on b6. So here Leela wants to test the white's idea, and he calls his Stockfish's bluff and takes the knight. What another possibility here could be, like any other move, like for example, let's say Leela wants to start attacking and expanding on the king side. This seems logical. However, after it takes bishop b6, and b4, b5, it's very difficult for black to generate an attack at the same rate as white is, because white's plants are very natural, and especially with this hook, it's going to be very difficult to hold on. And this rook is soon going to open up, and the black king is toast. Okay, so Leela accepts the gambit and the piece sacrifice, and now takes, and queen takes. Okay, here Stockfish checks, and now well, Leela is forced to play knight b8, and now bishop a7, threatening checkmate. So c6 was played, defending. And now, in these kind of positions, white needs to attack, and they have to be fast, since he's a piece down. Because if black can manage to simplify and liquefy the position, then black is just going to be a piece up and is going to win the game. So over here, Stockfish plays a brilliant move. I'll give you guys 5 seconds to find it. So Stockfish plays this amazing knight c5 move. A brilliant move, since this knight can't be touched, and it's bringing more pieces into the attack. As we can see, the knight is now eyeing down on black's king's position here, and the bishop is also hanging. This is a discovered attack on the bishop. So here Leela played king c7, not touching the knight, and defending her bishop. Over here, if Leela were to take the bishop, then white would actually take with the bishop here. Since taking with the rook, he could just play this, and now you're lost, because this is hanging and this rook is not that great over here. And yeah, this is you're just gonna be pieced down, and there's nothing. Yeah, so here you take with the bishop actually, and now you're threatening mate. So if, for example, bishop e6 is checkmate, anywhere, move the bishop anywhere, f4, h3, e5, all of this is checkmate. Since the queen cuts off the king, and this is a check. And this diagonal is taken by the bishop. So now you'd be forced to give up the queen, since this discover check is unavoidable. So queen a6 takes, and now this is just a winning for a white, since black only has 2 pieces for the queen, which is insufficient, especially also due to the fact that black has a very weak king here, and white has the leverage to initiate a very strong attack on the king. So this is definitely lost. So you can't take with the bishop, and if you take with the queen, you just hang the queen, so the knight can't basically be touched here. So he defends his bishop, and now bishop e2, attacking the queen. So every move you see Stockfish make, it's always like put forward moves, it's always attacking. So after queen b4, again Stockfish plays c3, attacking the queen again. Now queen f4, threatening checkmate. Again, you just push the queen, again attacking the queen. And now here, Stockfish plays another brilliant move. Give you guys 5 seconds to pause the video and find it. So Stockfish plays knight takes b7, unleashing an attack on the d7 bishop, the rook on a8, just completely opening up the position. This knight can't be touched because if king takes, queen b3 is there, and now the rook is joining over, so the rook take. Now this is completely busted. However, I do think this is the best way to play if you're a human, since okay, you can play queen b5, dealing with this threats, and now after something like bishop c5, rook here, and now you're threatening checkmate, even letting the queen hang, but you're threatening checkmate, so he has to deal with that. And the knight here, and now takes. This is still playable from a human perspective for black, since black has 3 pieces, well 2 pieces and a rook for the queen, which is very good for black in human perspective. However, according to ancients, this is losing because you have ideas such as c4 and after this. In human play, this is probably still playable for humans. However, with ancients, since they're so precise and they calculate everything many moves ahead, like since they have a huge database of puzzles and knowledge compared to humans, I think that for an ancient this is completely winning for white. However, in human perspective, this would be still playable since you have a rook and 2 pieces for queen, which is still quite good for queen and 2 pawns. Okay, but pawns are also dubbed, so yeah, this is an interesting position nonetheless. Probably better than what happened in the game, but again, you're playing against an ancient and not a human. So here, Leela decides to take on h3, and now Stockfish takes on d8, just grabbing material, and now the rook takes, because after bishop, obviously this is very ugly because bishop takes, and now can't touch this because then takes and takes. So, for example, if you take here, yeah, this is just with check, discovered check, and yeah, this is losing completely. And if you play king d7, then knight takes f7, fork down, attacking everything, and this is completely lost. Queen d5 takes, this, and now queen e4 is coming, and this is becoming checkmate soon. So yeah, this isn't a pretty position for black. Yeah, completely lost. So yeah, that's why you can't touch the rook over there. So rook takes, and now bishop b6, a very strong move. Because now you can't take for the same reason, like you're trying to get queen b3, and then the rook over, and this will be losing. So now queen b5 needs to be played, and then you take, and after it takes this, you can just move your rook, and this is completely winning. And you, like, the thing is, black can't do much, needs to deal with this threat because the black king is so weak and it's about to be mated. So if you play something king b7 also just takes, and now here rook a1 is happening. It's, though black looks like they have sufficient material to compensate for the queen, these pieces are unable to protect the black king. As a result, black is completely busted here. So after bishop b6, Leela plays king b7, after rook a7, again enticing black to take on b6. So if he takes on b6, queen b3 again, and yeah, same story. But here now you can't. Now the rook is actually hanging, so you would take on f7, threatening mate himself, and yeah, the position is still lost because of white's very weak king. Let's roll back a bit. Okay, so here king c8 was played, going back. Now rook e1, trying for some discoveries, bishop a6 on the queen. Now rook d7, trying to neutralize the position. Now rook queen a1, trying to join the queenside attack. So here takes. Now this check is more alarming. The queen is coming closer, getting closer to the black king. Knight e4 was played. Now black is trying to generate threats of his own, like knight takes f2, knight takes g3 something with this battery, this bishop and queen. So now since black is having good counterplay chances, white must play fast. White has no other option but to play quickly and try to regain initiative and not lose it at all. So bishop e6 takes, and now check again. Bishop d4, attacking the queen. Do you see everything is forced? Now after queen d5, finally white decides to regain his piece. After queen c8, king e7, and now grabs the bishop on h3. Now this is completely winning. Easy to convert for engines, even for humans. So let's see the technique that white uses. So king d8, getting out of this pen. Bishop b6. Now it's a trade. You take on b7, and now the knight's under attack by the rook and the queen. So after it takes, just grab the knight, and now we trade. And this is a completely winning endgame. For even humans, this is easily winning, theoretically speaking, and of course for an engine this should be a cakewalk since they have mastered nearly every endgame. So here, after king d7, rook g4, g6, king f1, unpinning the king and now trying to bring it towards the center. Rook a4, swinging it across the other side, trying to create pass pawns. King e2, king d7, rook b4, king c7, rook b7, king c8. And now here the thing is, white has the majority on the queen side and the same number of pawns on the king side. So actually white here can just bring the king over to the queen side or to the king side since he's faster, but ideally towards the queen side, exchange one of his pawns for the black pawn, and then create a pass pawn using the white pawn, deflect the black king to capture it, and then grab these. And that process, white would come over and grab these two pawns and create two connected pass pawns. So I'll demonstrate that and after this move. So Stockfish here plays the very simple rook takes c7, because here keeping the rook, though it's still advantageous, exchanging it for the bishop is equally winning because the endgame is totally busted. White can just bring this king over and win this game. So Stockfish decides to take this route and go over here and grab these pawns and then queen. So this is winning in this scenario, but how I would play it is probably just bring the king over here, and now after king d6, king c4, and if c5 or something is played, then if the king goes back, you automatically just go here and you win. King goes here or here, same thing, take, and then you're just winning. You're too fast. And if you play c5, now you create this b4 move and you're threatening to take the pawn. So he takes, and now you create a pass pawn. Now you actually give away this pass pawn in exchange for these two pawns, and then you have two pass pawns. So like it's gonna be something like this, and now this pawn is winning. So this is a basic endgame strategy. So Stockfish takes an alternative route. He decides to go for kingside pawns because this seems more. This seems better, and still completely winning. So take 6, and now here Leela doesn't even bother taking on b2 because she knows it's lost. So over here, what if Leela were to take? It's just too slow because now here we can even take on c2. Anything is winning. You can take on c2 and then move the king and queen this one, or just this, and now the g pawn's just pushing. You get another queen and you win. So, however, yeah. So this is simply just winning. She doesn't even touch the b pawn, and queens, and this is checkmate. So this was a very, very strong attacking game by Leela. I'm playing the initial dubious h3 move, but converting it into, transposing into a Scandinavian, and then effectively creating a nice queenside attack. It was very entertaining for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.